Imagine wearing full armor and walking up the hill for the castle stage, but you found the only defense being the ticket office. Welcome to the Edinburgh Castle. Here lies the Scottish crown jewels, big cannons, and the oldest building in the city. With the 20 few attractions and museum in it, I'm here to show you what you should expect if you are visiting. Unfortunately, the ticket office is a mighty opponent. Many come up to the castle just to find out the tickets are sold out, so make sure to book it online so you don't mess up your schedule. The castle opens at half-9 and closes at 6 for summer and 5 for winter. It takes around 3 hours for the complete tour, so you can definitely plan something else to fill your day up. But if you're a smart one and book the tickets, let's walk straight through the castle gate, which is actually newer than the castle because it's built in the 50s. The old one looked a bit too boring. If I'm designing it, one gate's more than enough, but maybe they're too worried about the English coming every day. There's another gate with spikes on it. I do wonder though, do any of the screws got loose and pierce the tourists? But now that we're finally in, here's the main plaza space with any castles must have. Cannons. More cannons. And even one that still fires every day. Oh, it's closed on Sunday. Well, here's an official clip. The feels rather clear in the plaza where you can see and potentially bomb the whole Edinburgh new town. We kept going with the crowd to another viewpoint towards the west, with St. Mary's Cathedral dominating the view. But castle's not just a tourist attraction, right? Do you know what always comes with a non-Disney castle? War. I didn't expect the National War Museum to be right next to a viewing platform, and less so for the cool horse statue right next to it. You go straight in to see another cannon. Artillery. And a reminder that you're not just in Scotland, but also in Britain. Then caps. Many caps. Even more caps. Even Elon's cap. Oops, can show that. Then America. And even more of America. But now that we mentioned the stage, there's actually some relics from the American Independence War in the prison section of the castle. There's also a recreation of the prison where they miraculously managed to replicate its smell too. If you're going to jail, what crime would you be convicted of? Tell me down in the comments, and for me, probably taking too many free samples back home. There's also a Victorian prison next door, but it's not really that interesting except for that toilet cum shower. Okay, maybe a bit interesting. People back then do be freaky, yeah. On our way back to the inner castle, there's 2 more museums dedicated to the military. They are rather similar to the war museum, so if you are in a rush, just skip them. But now that we're back to the main plaza, let's go to the next level where there's a big church-like thingy. We did some homework before our visit, so no way that's the St. Margaret's Chapel. Yep, that's the St. Margaret's Chapel, the oldest building in the whole of Edinburgh. Built in 1130, the church is a small cozy space with a small altar. The glass is pretty, but that's about it. I wonder what's the creator thinking, but next to the symbol of peace, a church, what's better than the biggest cannon in the 1500s? Take a look at these humongous balls. The monks might shoot them out back in the days, and if it can fire those, I suppose it could fire me too. There's also an incredible view towards the entrance where this church pokes out. Yep, it's from down the hill. Speaking of which, 70% of our viewers are not subscribed, so if you like this video, make sure to click that button down there. I promise you, all that support will go back into making better content and videos. And after trailing up the whole mountain, we finally got to the Scottish crown jewels. Although we can't take pictures inside, drawing and note-taking is no problem. The exhibition talked about some history and proceeded to a fort where the sword of the state, crown and scepter is stored. Even if filming is allowed inside, it wouldn't do it justice, so make sure to pay a visit. Even though we can continue the Scottish accent, the camera band continued into the Scottish War Memorial, which is actually the building I thought is a church previously. It feels quite solemn in there with records of the one who died for the country and in which battle. Although I do admit, not born in UK nor Scotland, it's hard to feel too much about it. Now that that's over, we grabbed our camera on our way to the Great Hall, where there's a whole row of swords and a big fireplace. Apparently there's a window for the king to spy on employees there too, just like the CCTVs in your office. On our way down, there's the Argyle Tower. No, not you, Felix. There's a fun new animation next to it too, about the ship taking over the castle. With some Star Wars reference. Now here's the lang stairs, which is very lang. Huh? You expected more? It's just a stairs. It had one job. By risking our lives to go through the spiky gates again, we are finally back out into the wild. Being on the top-ish part of the mountain, you still get a pretty good view. Sorry, wrong side. Despite the amazing weather, I proudly say that we managed to stay away from any grass on this trip. We'll be paying a visit to Glasgow soon, but is there anywhere else you want me to visit in Scotland? Tell me down in the comment section below.